Just switch sceneries for a second, but I definitely wanted to get this video out here to you guys just to kind of give you a little bit of perspective, and also to remind myself like just of these things. Making this list was actually very fun, and I do feel like it was beneficial to me because it kind of helped me figure out like where I was at as far as like a few things goes. But I definitely wanted to get this out here to you guys so maybe it could give you guys something to think about. And if you are not yet 25 or 26, this is something that you could definitely take and think about and move with going forward, because you just never know when you're going to need these things. I would never lead you in the wrong direction as far as just my channel. So the first one is going to be lies. I can no longer tolerate lies now that my frontal lobe has developed, and a lot of these are going to be things that I can no longer tolerate from myself and others, mainly from myself and others. But lies, I don't want to lie to myself, bitch. I don't want to lie to you. I don't want you to lie to me. And if you are a liar, especially when I'm not lying to you, which is 9 times out of 10 how it goes. But yeah, I don't want to be around that shit. I don't want to be around that. If you lie to yourself, you lie to other people. And if you lie to other people, there's a chance that you lie to yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I think that we don't really like to pay attention to how lying detrimental is, because we all, in a sense, like to compare full-blown lying to like white lies and things like that, or whatever the case may be. But no, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop lying. Don't even white lie. It's really no point. You know what I mean? Honestly, it has never made any situation better. What the fuck situation has you made better by lying? And yeah, you might think like, oh yeah, I didn't get caught in this lie in this fucking second. You know what I'm saying? But in the long run, it's just not that deep. And I'm not saying like you have to tell everybody everything, because you could just not tell people shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying like that's all the way better or whatever the case may be, but honestly, you can leave people the fuck alone. Like, you can leave people the fuck alone for real. And I'm not saying like, oh, go cheat on your bitch and then don't tell her. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is if you feel like you have to do like a little white lie about it, or you gotta, nah, just don't even do that. Just remove the lying out of the vocabulary. It's actually really detrimental, and I don't think that motherfuckers be knowing when to stop. So yeah. This one might sound a little bit crazy because it's something that we all go through, but you can definitely relate if you can relate. But insecurities. Now that my frontal lobe has developed, I have no fucking time for insecurities. And I'm not going to say that I'm always just going to act like regular old Joe Blow, same hat, same pants, same steed every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not going to be anything like I'm unflawed or whatever the case may be. But insecurities, I don't have time for that. You know what I mean? I don't have time to be doubting myself or thinking I'm not good enough. I don't have time for that shit. You know what I'm saying? I do not have time for other people who are insecure. I do not have time for you to be doubting yourself and thinking you're not fucking good enough. It really slows down the process. You know what I'm saying? Like, my hands are ashy right now. I don't give a fuck. I'm finna make this video. I'm finna post it. Why? Because that's what's going on right now. You know what I mean? Insecurity would stop some people from posting things because of the smallest shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that this year or any other year after. I'm not doing that shit. Like, fuck that. Fuck no. Nah. If you don't never get up on that, you know, thing that you're supposed to be getting up on, regardless of whether you're good enough now or not, you'll never be fucking good enough. So yeah. Another thing that I cannot tolerate now that my frontal lobe has developed is nonchalant people. I may seem nonchalant to you. Like, I may seem like, oh, you feel me, like I'm a little bit on the, you feel me, like, oh, maybe I don't care as much or whatever the case may be. But I am the exact motherfucking opposite, bitch. I am legitimately the exact opposite. So I don't really have time for that kind of shit in my life. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I don't really have time for that shit. I don't really want time for that shit. If you're nonchalant, if you don't like to show love, if you don't like to, you know what I'm saying, be present, if you don't like the, like, no, even when it comes to like business, when it comes to motherfucking eating right, when it comes to everything, I cannot accept it. I can't accept it for myself, and I cannot accept it from you, because the reality of the situation is, especially for me, coming from myself, I have been a bit nonchalant as far as things that I feel like you shouldn't be nonchalant about. And like, I'm cool off that version of me that's cool off that shit. You feel me? So we're going chalant this year. You know what I'm saying? We're going chalant for the rest of our lives. You know what I mean? As an adult, I definitely feel like you have to care about shit. I do not have any kids personally, so I did not have to grow up at fucking 16 like the rest of you bitches, but I do feel like right now, at this current moment at 26, it's definitely time to not be nonchalant. I don't just want anything around me. I don't just want anyone around me. And I don't want you around me if you don't take yourself seriously, even if you're a motherfucking coloring book maker. You just can't be nonchalant, bitch. Speaking of doubt, the next one that I can no longer tolerate from myself or others, now that my frontal lobe has developed, is doubt without proof of reasoning. You know what I mean? Okay. They could be like, yo, twin, I don't want to see you smoking no motherfucking cigarettes. Yeah, I mean, and I could be like, you know, why? And they'd be like, well, they said that cigarettes do the whoop and the wham. And then I can go look into that myself and decide if that's what the fuck I want to do or not. You know what I mean? But for you people who be like, oh, don't do that, and you have no reason why you don't fuck with that, you just don't fuck with that, you seen it and you didn't think like, oh shit, I ain't gotta fuck, this is not what I gotta do, but maybe I do fuck with this for you. And I do understand, like, wanting to understand what people are doing, and that's why you ask questions. But you don't have to ask questions in manners in which you are provoking people or making people feel crazy or making people, like, don't be a motherfucking narcissist. And don't be a fucking doubter. You don't gotta doubt every motherfucking thing, especially shit you ain't doing, bitch. How you, like, you feel me? You feel me? My fault. You feel me though? Like, especially certain things you're not doing, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes people need encouragement. Offer people a little bit more encouragement. If you could see clearly from a mile away that at the end of the road is a motherfucking cliff and your homeboy's riding, call that nigga and let him know, yo, twin, you might can't see this from where you standing, but from where I'm standing, the end of the road is coming. You might want to stop that motherfucker. You can say that. You know what I mean? You can say shit like that. But what you can't say is, yo, I see you driving in that fast thing. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing in front of you and shit, but stop. Stop. Just stop. You don't even do that. That's not even what you do for real. If you say shit like that, suck several dicks and hit a checkpoint, gang. Like, this shit crazy. This next one on the list is going to be closed-mindedness. Closed-mindedness. I can no longer tolerate closed-mindedness. Not from myself and not from others. Now that my frontal lobe has developed, I can fully see what closed-mindedness has done. You know what I'm saying? Like, just as far as me personally, and I don't like it. I do not like being closed-minded. I notice when I am closed-minded about certain things because I'm not always closed-minded. And I think that I notice when a lot of other people are kind of closed-minded or acting or reacting or being in a way. And I just wanted to bring to the forefront that sometimes being closed-minded can protect you. And sometimes being closed-minded will have you missing out on opportunities. Hell, just even where you are in the present fucking moment. closed-mindedness will have you like not even present enough to be able to create opportunities for yourself. So just be a bit more open-minded, at least enough to where you can actually see the good in most things. And I'm not even talking about just people, because that's a thing. Even if you do not keep everybody, I do think that it is a good thing to try to see the good in people, because it's like, I mean, if you don't, you might deem everybody as horrible. um, but your places and your spaces and yourself, definitely be open-minded with the things that come from you. As far as everybody else goes, you know what I'm saying? I think if reading people isn't a good thing that you do, maybe take a step back and start doing a little bit more people watching. Yeah, you might find that sometimes everyone is not just it's not for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's okay. And it's okay to go find people that are for you. I would say that something that may help with open-mindedness or closed-mindedness as far as outsiders goes is creating boundaries for yourself and actually like getting to know yourself and what you really like. For some people, it takes for people to have to do them wrong for them to even know what the fuck they really like and what they don't like. And for some people, it doesn't. But I do want you to understand that that's kind of life. It's kind of lifey. You know what I'm saying? Not every lesson has to be hard or bad. And 9 times out of 10, when we go through these things, we feel like they're way worse than they are. So yeah. This next one I feel like is a really big one. I didn't understand it so much because, like I said, some of these things are things that I feel like I've been naturally blessed to be able to be like. But I have noticed that when I was in a situation or was around people or whatever the case may be, I even put myself in super close proximity with someone who doesn't even believe. So I just want to say that you have to have faith. I cannot tolerate no faith, not from me and not from you. And I'm saying that because it's not beneficial for neither parties. A lot of these things I feel like though are not beneficial on neither parties. If anybody around you is doing one of these things or you're doing one of these things, I do feel as though you're gonna feel it. You know what I'm saying? And faith is one of those things that you may feel it more on your own. You know what I mean? Like if you're a faithful person, you may feel more full of faith, or if you're lacking the faith, you may feel that more. But I do notice that when you're around people who aren't as faithful or aren't as believing or aren't as lifted spiritually, connected to God and things of that nature, I do feel like you kind of feel it. Like I don't know. Like I feel like you have to believe in stuff. I feel like you have to believe in yourself. I feel like you have to believe in yourself. And I'm not one of those super telling you to be religious type of people, but I do believe in God and I do have faith in myself. And I realized that I do not no longer want to be associated with lack of faith. Not from me and not from you. That's it. That's simple. If you're having a hard time understanding what I mean by faith right now, just tell yourself that you believe in yourself for 30 days in a row and see if your life doesn't get better. Pray gratitude for 30 days in a row. Just gratitude, even if it's not actual prayer. And just see if your life doesn't get better. Like, I just feel like not being able to like If you get it, you get it. Having faith has helped me tremendously. All right, this next one, I would say is a pretty big one. And I think that more people should like evaluate themselves on this topic, because once you evaluate yourself on this topic, I feel like it's definitely easier for you to identify when that has happened and it hasn't been you. This doesn't mean that you're like crazy or you're like strange or nothing. Most people feel this thing. This thing is jealousy. Whether you feel it in a relationship, whether you feel it, I guess, in like your regular day-to-day life or whatever. Most people have felt that shit. And I'm like, we don't have time for that shit anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, I don't have time to be jealous. I don't want to be jealous in no relationship. I don't want to be jealous, period. But especially not in a relationship. If I'm in a relationship and I feel as though I have to be jealous of something, I'm getting the fuck on. Bitch, I'm not dealing with that. I do feel as though when it comes like from you to other people, or you to your peers, or your peers to you, I do feel like it's definitely emotion, an emotion that needs to be put in check. You need to put that shit the fuck in check. And figure out what the fuck is going on, why you feel that way, or even why you feel like somebody else feels that way about you, and not because you can't just cut them off at the thought of them, at the feeling of them being or acting a way towards you. But sometimes feelings are just feelings. But I do definitely think that this is one that could really hold you back and cloud your vision. So please get rid of the jealousy. Get rid of the jealousy. Do not allow yourself to be a jealous person. And do not allow yourself to hang around jealous people, because you don't deserve, like, I feel like just that whole act is kind of nasty. It's a whole nasty act, and it ain't cute on nobody's perspective. I don't give a fuck how bad you is. That shit ain't cute. You know what I mean? Like, you know. Alright, we're on number 9 now. I haven't really been counting for you guys, but we're on number 9 now. I'll put the numbers on the screen. So this next one is going to be lack of self-awareness. I can no longer tolerate that. Because what I just gave you was a list of like traits or something, like characteristics or whatever, that just, those are characteristics. And if you do not have self-awareness, not even just in those terms, but in a lot of other things, will you be fucked. So no, lack of self-awareness cannot even be a thing anymore. Know yourself. Know your motherfucking worth. Know at least a bit. Like, even if you don't know where you see yourself in the next 5 years, what do you plan on doing this year to make sure that at least those 5 years are amazing? And I think that that's a great thing to think about when it comes to your health, when it comes to hygiene, when it comes to who you hang around, when it comes to what you read, what music you listen to. Like, I think that if a lot more people were a lot more self-aware of how things made them feel, how things made them look to themselves, and how things actually correlate with who people really are as a person, because I do feel like sometimes people just be doing shit. And yeah, so have some self-awareness. I feel like it makes it a little bit easier to maneuver. This is not something that I just was born with. And actually for a while it did really feel like that. I was really one of those younger people who really was very self-aware, very driven, very path. You know what I'm saying? So I do have a little bit of, you know what I'm saying, to it now, because I do understand that not everything essentially goes the way that you plan, but that does not mean that you stop planning, and that does not mean that you stop believing in yourself, or that you stop creating a route for yourself. And I do think that for a while I kind of got caught up in a rut of just trying to find myself again. I did feel a little bit lost and things like that, but just having self-awareness and understanding that that's a thing, and even when you do not have it and you're going to go chase it and you're going to go find yourself, like, it's a beautiful thing. And I do think that it really it changes your world, you know what I'm saying? It helps you acknowledge your feelings more, how you feel, and when it's time to feel and when it's business mode, you know what I'm saying? So just be self-aware. All right, this last one, number 10, of the 10 things that I can no longer tolerate now that my frontal lobe has developed, is disrespect and disregard. So I no longer want to disrespect nor disregard myself. No longer will I accept other people disrespecting or disregarding me. Not that I feel as though I allow people to disrespect me or disregard me on the regular. I do feel as though I've given certain things a pass, and like certain situations leeway when no. And I do also think that there shall be no more there should be no more disregarding, no more disrespecting from myself either. I do not want to, like I said, a lot of these, most of all of these really are things that I can no longer accept from myself and or others, because I'm looking like and seeing like just outcomes of certain things. Like, even if it's not currently presently that way, I do see how that these things happening really kind of fucked up the mojo, you know what I mean? So it's like, no more disrespecting or disregarding. No more disrespecting or disregarding. Disregarding is disrespecting. Disrespecting is disregarding. So yeah, no. I want to respect the things that I love. I want to respect the people I love. I want to respect myself. I want to regard myself, keep myself in a super duper 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 high regard, maybe the highest. So just that kind of thing. Keep my family in a high regard. The things that I actually cherish and hold dear, keep them in a high regard, because I don't want to disrespect or disregard the things that I love. And maybe that goes with the nonchalance. But I do feel like it also goes, yeah, it does kind of go with the nonchalance. Like, no, we're never being thoughtless. You know what I'm saying? It's never just thoughtless. You know what I mean? We're never doing that. We're never just being disregarding. We're never doing that. And we're never disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? That's the fucking program. And it's not like that because for no reason. It's like that because the art of respect, my nigga, like the art of regarding, like just I just feel like you should treat people the way you want to be treated, and I feel like you should treat yourself very fucking good. So respect yourself, regard yourself, and yeah, that's just my take on these things right here. A lot of these are like more traits or characteristics, or however you want to put that. Maybe I'll do another one where it's more so referring to habits, but I definitely think that this right here is a good stepping stone for people who are trying to actually like better themselves as a fucking human being, and not just be better than everyone. Like you know what I mean? Like, I want to be a good person. You know what I'm saying? I want to, when people are loved by me, like I want them to really genuinely feel that. You know what I'm saying? And I want to be intentional about it. And when I am loved, I want to know that it's real, because I can feel it based off of actions, and not all actions that are like gifts and shit like that, or not all of that is people showing you that they care for you or anything like that. showing people that you care for them is respecting them, regarding them, considering them, just allowing people to think their own thoughts, even if you do not necessarily agree, and figuring out how to conversate without tearing that person down. So there's a lot of acts of love that you could do just by being. And yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I do hope that it's not super duper long. And if you think any of these characteristics or traits were super dope, please let me know in the comments, because honestly, I think that a lot of them that I listed were so good. Or maybe you felt as though that it wasn't, and I would like for you to give me a reason why. Or maybe you feel like just other things that should be added to this list, and I would love to hear that. So just make sure you leave a comment, like, subscribe. You can also share this video with someone who you feel like is like-minded. I love to hear from the thinkers. I love to hear from the feelers, and I love to hear from the doers especially. I think that in this world you can get super caught up in a lot of the movement and things that go on. So for those of you who are trying to balance your mind, body, soul, or however you put that, I think that that's super dope. And you don't, like, I'm very passionate about this kind of shit. I really wish, like, I could, like, get it all off of my chest. But you know what? Everything is not always just for the right now. So thank you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for continuing to give me topics and ideas and insights if you have done that. And also, if not, thank you for just simply being there and being my one view. You know what I mean? I genuinely appreciate it. I really am doing this because I enjoy doing this, not because I want a million of you to go and bop bop bop, and not just because I want to get rich off it or anything like that. Like, no, I really just enjoy doing this. I really just enjoy sharing the things that I'm learning. That's real life. So yeah, you guys have a great rest of your week. Thank you so much for watching. Swazi out.